we have just, over the past few weeks, seen that several of the big data users were lobbying the European Commission to basically water down its proposed new privacy laws, and myself and dozens of professors across Europe were basically writing this open letter saying, don't give in to these, these arguments that they're saying their privacy is anti-business. It's just not right.
Go ahead. Yeah, let me just pose a question. I don't see it, just because they want to have simpler privacy laws does not on its face seem wrong. It doesn't seem like the EU does a particularly good job of protecting privacy, and it doesn't seem like their rules are always sensical. Wouldn't reforming the law make sense? Why should we think that there's something wrong with that prima facie?
I think what was wrong with it is that essentially they wanted a lot of the accountability removed from it. It wasn't just about about wanting simpler laws. It was they definitely wanted to have a lot less accountability.
It seems to me that that what is at stake here is a relatively straightforward, or what is happening here is a relatively straightforward battle, a lobbyistic battle. Brussels is coming up with new rules. I happen to think that they're good. I happen to endorse all of them. I think that they are. This is a smart move forward, given the circumstances that we live in. But it is not an embracing big data. Brussels stays within this old small data mindset of collection, of notice and consent, of agreement at the point of collection. That is not the kind of privacy framework we need for big data. But then a big data privacy framework might not have been acceptable at the level of Brussels and the European Union at this point. So it's a pragmatic kind of little step forward. But it will not help us in the big data age. We are not optimistic in the book that privacy can be protected in the big data age. Rather, we think very strongly that without clear government-imposed safeguards, our privacy will be compromised. That is why we push for very clear, very strict government safeguards. But in return, we also want to enable the ability of data users to do big data analysis.
Well, I'll also explain why I question the presumption, and it's just sort of a natural journalist inclination, but it's also born of despair. The many European news sites have lost money over the last 18 months, right? We are poorer because of Brussels, and the reason why is that we've had to implement a policy that says we need to disclose to every user when there's a cookie. Cookies have been around on the internet for about 15 years. American news sites don't have to do this, but what it means is that when search engines come to our site to index us so that people can find our content, the first thing that they tend to see is not, for example, Syria or a story about British politics, but actually that there's a cookie site. And so we're not indexed, so we get actually less traffic. And this is dollars and cents. The European news sites are receiving less traffic. I don't think there's a single person on planet Earth that feels safer in terms of their privacy being protected because they've been given notice that a website is collecting cookies. However, this is how public policy not only interferes with the natural commerce, but how it undermines in this small area European industry.
Actually, I can point you to a paper that says that this is what the ordinary citizen wants.
It seems to me that going forward, opting out of big data is not going to be an option anymore if you want to survive, simply. That is because of individualized healthcare. Individualized healthcare will become so much better using big data analysis than where we have the sort of standardized healthcare today, that the additional years of life expectancy you don't want to forgo, or most people don't want to forgo, by not opting into big data. I don't think, therefore, that our children will want to opt out of big data. In fact, our children, when they go to the doctor and the doctor tells them a diagnosis, without giving them an empirical basis, they will request one.